Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is all about whether you should take out a credit card or not. Are credit cards for you? So, credit cards. Now, credit cards, in my opinion, should only be used for basically these two reasons. Now, number one is to improve your credit. Now, the way to do this is you take out a credit card, yeah, and you will use 10%, no more than 10% of the maximum credit that they've given you. So if you've got a credit for $1,000, then you will spend each month $100 and you'll pay it off in full at the end of the month. Direct debit, whatever, cash, you'll pay it off in full at the end of each month. If your credit gets extended, if it gets extended from 1,000 to 3,000, then you can spend $300 a month, 10%, no more than 10%. If you want to improve your credit, these are the kind of things they're looking at. They don't want you to spend, if you got credit of $10,000, they don't want you to spend $10,000 on the credit card and pay $10,000 off. They don't want to see that. They want to see responsible spending. So, if you spend roughly 10% or so, I mean, you can vary a little bit, you can be a bit more, whatever. But, as a rule, 10%, that's an amount that, it shows that you've got access to all of this money and you're still only spending that amount what you need. And you're paying it off in full. So it's very good for your credit score, for improving your credit score. Obviously, credit cards are pretty much one of the only ways that you can effectively improve your credit score. And that's the way to do it, really. Now, the other use of credit cards, and one of the other main benefits over debit cards, of course, is the rewards. And that's it, cash back, points, travel points, all those kinds of things. That's the second and probably the only reason, really, to use a credit card over, a debit card. It can be very beneficial, even when you have to pay a fee per year for the card. If the benefits are worth more than the fee, and you will use those benefits, if it's something you would use anyway, then it is worth getting. If it's something that you will use just because you've got it, but if you didn't have that credit card, you wouldn't have spent that money on those things, then obviously it's not worth it, is it? Because you're just spending because you've got a reason to, for those travel points or whatever. If you never travel, then it's pointless to get a card to pay $1,000 for a card that gives you loads of travel benefits. It's just not worth it because you never use those, so you're spending $1,000 for no reason. So they're the benefits of credit cards. They're the main two. It's to improve your credit score, and and the reward schemes and things that they've got. I mean, you should never get a credit card to buy something that you can't afford. Let's be honest, that's the main reason that people get credit. Unfortunately, a lot of people find themselves in the situation where they need credit cards to live. They just can't afford to pay their bills and things. The wages have been reduced or whatever, or on overdraft and things. You never want to not pay off the credit card. If you have a credit card, it needs to be cancelled in full every month. Otherwise, the interest there, you start to pay the interest. It's the same thing as well. If they want you to pay in part, what do they call it? In quotes, when you pay like, I don't know, say you want a new TV or something, you pay with the card, a portion every 6 months or every 12 months, across 12 months, sorry. That is terrible. That will get you'll be paying a fortune in interest there. You just, use credit card, yeah, but pay it off in full, and that's the only reason you should get one. If you haven't got a lot of money, if you're struggling, and you want a credit card for that, don't do it, because you'll just rack up a huge amount of debt that you won't be able to pay off. The only use for them is to improve your credit score and get the points and the cash back and things. And obviously it's good to buy flights and things like that, because you get much more protection from purchases with a credit card. You can do obviously a charge back or whatever it's called. If if there's a problem with something you've bought or whatever, you know, there's a lot more protection for those purchases, you know, instead of using a debit card. That's why often it's good with flights, you know, in case the company goes bust or something, you can get your money back. So there are plenty of reasons to, you know, to get a credit card. I'm not suggesting they're evil or anything like that. They've got their uses. Another thing, guys, if you've got bad credit, what you need to do is take out a secured credit card, basically. What this is, and this is good as well if you've never borrowed, if you've got no sort of credit history, this is another good thing to do. So what you need to do is, you go to the bank and you ask for, you know, a secure credit card. You want to do a secure credit card, and you put down an amount, and that will be your card's limit, and you leave that with the bank. So you could do, for say, $100, $500, $1,000. You give them the money, and then what happens is, if you don't pay at the end of the month, they'll use that money to pay the card off. So whatever happens, the balance will be paid, because they've got the maximum amount, and you know, they can use that to pay the card off if you don't pay it off. So that's good if they're not willing to give you a credit card. That's an option that you can do, you know, to show that you're responsible and that you can pay off your credit, you know, each month. And then later on they may give you, you know, a proper credit card, you know, with a limit. Not, you know, you won't need to use the secured card, but that's a good way to start building your credit history. And if you have got very bad credit, that's a good way, you know, to start sort of recovering your credit rating. Just, you know, it'll help you out. You know, if you've got the worst credit rating in the world, you want to start building it back up. That's something you can do. You know, just, you know, small steps. It won't change overnight, but it's something you can do that will, you know, improve your credit over time. We're not talking a couple of days here, you know, a couple of years if you've got terrible credit. But that's one of the steps you can take, you know, in recovering. You know, if you've had something happen in the past, you've not been able to pay, and you've got defaults, you've got you know, a judgment against you or whatever. You know, it's a way of you know, improving your credit. Of course, I'm not sure about the rules for the United States, but in the UK, if you have something bad on your credit report, it's there for 6 years, which is a long time. But it's from the first date that you don't pay. So if you default on a loan and then you never pay it again, from the first payment that you fail to make, from then on it will be 6 years, and then it will be wiped off your credit report. So, you know, you're not, if you have made mistakes with your credit in the past, it's not there forever. You know, you will get another chance. In the meanwhile, you can go about trying to improve your credit. You know, like with a secure card. So, you know, take my advice into consideration. If you're thinking about getting a credit card, don't get one for the wrong reasons, because it will just cause you a massive headache down the line. You know, there's nothing that, in general, there's, you know, if you take out a credit card to buy the new iPhone or something, you know, just think again, please, because you know, if you don't pay these things off, it's something that's not necessary. If it's not, you know, an urgent matter of life or death, then, you know, think again about taking out credit to buy something, you know, a possession, or, you know, a new phone, a new bag or whatever. You know, just think twice, because it can do a lot of damage. You can destroy your credit rating, and then when you want to perhaps buy a house in the future and things, it can cause you problems. So just, you know, just think about that before you know, get a credit card. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Give the video a like if you enjoyed the video. You know, if you've learned something from this, I hope it's helped in any way. Thanks for watching.